want you to think of something. You're sitting in a chair, and you're old and gray, 90 years old, and you're thinking to yourself, I could have. What could I have done? Well, the moral of the story is do not be old and gray when you finally realize what you wanted to do, man. You have all the time in the world now to get it started. At 30, 40, 50, you're not too old. Take this analogy and run with it and use it as a stepping stone to get yourself moving in any direction. Don't waste your time playing video games and wasting yourself away behind a screen. Not in a world where AI is taking over everything, you know? I hate talking on camera. I'd much rather film my friends and do inspirational videos for them because I feel like I'm talking at the camera, man. And maybe it's because I was in the Army and that's just how I was talked to, but it takes so long. It took so long for me to like sit here and I'm just tired of seeing what other men are becoming like, you know? We're vile to each other in the comments and we keyboard warrior all the time. You know, I've not met one person who trains jiu-jitsu often who's an asshole. Excuse my language, but I've not met somebody who's willing to sit there and beat on somebody after they've trained jiu-jitsu. No. Oftentimes what I see is somebody who's much more down to earth and kind of understands something, you know. But when you get on here on the mat once or twice, 2 to 3 times a week, you know, commit something to it, 2 to 3 times a week, you know, understand things about yourself, man. You never know how helpless you are until you are being absolutely dog walked by a black belt, you know. And I've said this earlier, I'm nobody, man. I'm not a gold medalist. I'm not a world champion. I'm just a guy who loves jiu-jitsu, you know. I found therapy in this. Like, I can't stress to you how like tough it is to go from the Army and go to a service fan where I'm working every day, you know, 40, 50 hours a week like most of you, you know, and I'm working with my hands. And I feel like I peaked, you know. And I was skydiving and scuba diving and traveling the world. I speak Italian, I speak Russian, a little bit of Ukrainian. You know, I traveled the world, man. I went to Ukraine, Romania, all over Italy, Germany, France, Spain, all these places, man. I feel like I peaked. I came back to the United States and I wallowed in it, man. From 2024 to 2025, I just sat in depression and just there was nothing for me, man. Well, then my lady gave me this advice that I should get back on the mat, you know, start chasing that again. And I took her advice, man. I got back on the mat. I cut all the stripes off my blue belt. I felt like I wasn't like ready to start over as a, you know, blue belt 4 stripe. Earned my stripes back, got promoted to purple belt, which is where I'm rocking at now, you know. And, you know, I'm so glad I got on the mat because some days I don't want to do anything, man. Some days I wake up and I just want to go right back to bed. I just want to lay on the bed. I journal every day, and I try this stuff, and I oftentimes you see the VA is death by pills. They just want to cram pills down your throat and whatnot. Luckily, I got a good therapist, and I'm not on that stuff. I'm very holistic with it. But jiu-jitsu has been my therapy. Oftentimes my back hurts so bad, my knees hurt, and this is my reason why, dude. Training jiu-jitsu and renewing my faith in God. I try to go to church every Sunday now. You know, I want to get baptized, but I couldn't do any of this without jiu-jitsu. You know, thank God, man. Thank God I struggled in my 20s because I wouldn't be the man I am today. You know, I wouldn't be ever the wiser. You know, I feel like Uncle Iroh, you know, right now when I used to be Zuko in my 20s. Little Avatar reference here, you know. Maybe the destiny that I was chasing wasn't my destiny. But I still want to encourage you guys, you know, think of me like an older brother or younger brother. To you guys, whoever's watching this video, I want you guys to get on the mat, dude. I want it to change your life. I want you guys to regain your manhood. You know, whoever needs to hear this, whoever needs to see this, dude, don't worry about what the next guy thinks of you. Don't worry if you deserve your belt or not. It's not up to you to decide, you know? Whoever's gonna promote you is gonna defend your belt, you know? If you're old and you're 50 years old and you're getting on the mat and you train for 2 years adequately and you're just giving the best you got and you get a blue belt, you deserve every ounce of that blue belt because you showed up and you put the time on the mat. It doesn't matter who you lose to. You know, losing is what makes you better. You have to lose. And that's why in life you take beatings, you know. If you can't lose it all and get it all back, you were never meant to have it. Two times fold over, you know what I mean? If you can't lose it all and get it all back, you were never a gangster with it. So, take this as an opportunity, man. This is your calling. If you found this video and you watched this far into the video, you need to get on a mat, dude. If you were thinking about Jiu Jitsu, or maybe you've been training Jiu Jitsu and you're just not training enough, 2 to 3 times a week, man. 2 to 3 times a week, over time, that will build into something. And if your gym is toxic, and you can tell it's toxic when it's toxic, if you have a cult mentality leader, or they're forcing you to buy their stuff and their material, don't even settle for it, man. Do some research, find some good areas, find your local church, get back in there, know your God, know Jesus, and know yourself, man. Because I promise you, once you get on the mat, you will know yourself. Every minute on the mat, you're gonna learn something new about yourself. That internal fortitude to get back up, that internal fortitude to make it through the middle mat. We don't fight to win, we fight to learn, okay? And the real victory is making it to the end of the round. If you tap 50 times, or you tap 2 times, you tap no times. The objective is to make it to the end of the round and not get hurt so that you can do this next time. Now, I'm gonna leave you with this. This is your calling. I'm gonna say it again. Find a gym, any gym, and get on the mat. And if Jiu Jitsu changed your life, leave me a comment. I'd love to read about it. Cheers, guys.